Episode 1, in Britain. This man is Gaius Salvius Liberalis. Salvius lives in a magnificent house. The house is in Britain. Salvius has many slaves. The wife is Rufilla. Rufilla has many maids. The maids are working in the house. This slave is Vorica. Vorica is the farm manager. The farm manager looks after the house and other slaves. This slave is Phyllis. Phyllis is smart. Phyllis is able to count. This slave is B-Tech Michael Jackson. B-Tech Michael Jackson is the best cook. B-Tech Michael Jackson is able to cook the best dinner. This slave is Brigands. Brigands is not smart. Brigands cannot count. Brigands is tired. Brigands wants to sleep. This slave is the Law Axe. Law Axe has a beautiful voice. Law Axe is able to sing sweetly.
Let it grow! Let it grow! You can't reap what you don't sow!
This slave is Anti-Law Axe. Anti-Law Axe and Law Axe are twins. Anti-Law Axe is agile. Anti-Law Axe is able to dance the best. Three slaves are working in the house. This house is in Britain. The slaves are carefully working because their master was waiting for them. The slaves were complaining about their lives. It is raining again. It is always raining. We never see the sun. I want to return to Italy. I want to see the sun.
Where is the wine? I see no wine. Who drank it? I cannot drink water. Water is
Filthy. I do not want to work. I am tired. I drank a lot of wine. I want to sleep.
Slaves, our angry master arrives. Slaves from among the candidacy have plotted against our master. The master is wounded.
We want to hear the story ourselves. Tell us the story. Roman Britain. Roman Britain. We were among the candidacy because Salius was visiting a new mine. Pompeius Sotatus was a hospitable, kind man. In the mine, many slaves were working. Although many slaves were digging iron from the ground, Salius was not happy. Salius called the slaves and inspected them. One slave was sick. Salius took the sick slave from the crowd and shouted, "This sick slave is useless. I do not want to keep this useless slave." After he said this, Salius handed over the slave to the executioner. The executioner killed him at once. This slave had a son. The son's name was Alita. Alita wanted to avenge his father, and so, when the others were sleeping, Alita held a dagger. After he slipped past the guards, he entered the bedroom. Then Alita made for our master and wounded him. Our master was terrified. He extended out his hands to the slave and begged for mercy. The guards, after hearing sounds, rushed in and killed Alita. Then finding Salius, at once woke up Pompeius and angrily shouted, "Slaves, I am injured." It was a plot. All the slaves are his accomplices. I demand a death penalty for them all. I cannot kill all the slaves. One is wounded. One therefore is guilty. The others are innocent. The guards are not innocent, said Salius. They are with Alita in the plot. Pompeius unwillingly handed over all the guards to the executioner. The end. Roman Britain. Roman Britain. Werica, after telling the story, shouted, "Law Axe! Anti-Law Axe! The master has returned. Call all the slaves into the courtyard." I want to inspect them. The slaves quickly ran to the courtyard because Salius was frightened. The slaves drew themselves up in long rows. The farm manager walked through the rows. He examined and counted the slaves. Suddenly he shouted, "Where are the maids? I see no maids." "The maids are preparing our master's bedroom," replied Lorax. "Where is our B-Tech Michael Jackson?" said Werica. "I am not able to see B-Tech Michael Jackson." "B-Tech Michael Jackson cannot come because he is preparing dinner," replied Anti-Lorax. Brigands was standing in the middle of the slaves and had a huge dog with him. "Look, Werica. King Kodjadubnus has sent our master this dog," said Brigands. "The dog is very ferocious. He is able to chase wild animals very well." Suddenly, 20 horsemen entered. The first was Salius.
hello there.
After he dismounted the horse, Werica greeted him. "I want to inspect the slaves," said Salius. Then Salius walked through the rows. Brigands, as soon as he saw Salius, shouted, "Master, master." Salius did not respond to the slave. Brigands shouted again, "Salius, look at the dog." Salius was enraged because the slave was so rude. "This slave is very insolent," said Salius. He ferociously hit Brigands. Brigands fell to the ground. The dog at once broke the rows and made for
hello
Salius.
there.
"I want to kill that dog," said Salius. "That is difficult," said Brigands. "Kind Kodjadubnus is a friend and gave the dog to you. But I am still able to punish." "That is easy,"